Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I have what you guys asked for. This is Magnetize Your Life, how to up your success and allure. Okay, so we're going to be looking into this, diving deep with this. We have 3 groups, as you can see here, from which to choose from. Within this group, it's going to give us some insight into how we can really create a sense of energy around ourselves in which to pull that which we are trying to achieve to us. Okay, it's we are going to basically, read the messages here that are going to help us to jump into the flow of that specific energy, to resonate with it so that we can magnetize ourselves to it. Okay, so we have 3 groups: group 1, group 2, and group 3. Pause the video, do whatever it takes in which to call this particular group that is going to resonate the most with you, and select that. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I must note that if you would like to see more readings like this, I do them over on my Patreon. The link to that is in the drop down box below. Okay, thank you. And go ahead, select which calling to you. And for those of you who selected the Caribbean Calcite for group 1, let's go ahead and see what you can do. How are we going to magnetize ourselves to basically up our success and allure in our lives? We have Mars energy with the Tower up first. We have the Queen of Wands, we have the 8 of Cups, and we have the Sun. We also have power number 9. We have life path 5, the free spirit, and we have masculine energy with heart-centered chocolate. All right. There is most definitely the fact that you even chose this group, okay, and you are here even watching this is already a big heads up and a green flag to show you're meant to hear this message, okay? There is going to be some sort of insight here that might even kind of like strike some of you like at the very root and shake you to your core. There could be some messages, some insights, some aha moment that's going to happen. And it's going to enable you to move on, okay? You're leaving. What really needs to happen here with this group, I can tell you right now, is you need to completely restructure stuff and you need to move the hell on. Okay, you guys are grasping and holding on to something emotionally that is really toxic, and it is not allowing you to really be and immerse yourself in that energy of success. You are holding back with the allure. You are not living in accord with that. Some of you guys are too reserved. And also, I have to say, you're just straight up lazy and you're not taking the action that you need in order to achieve this. I think for a lot of you, that's the main underlying thing here. You're not taking action. You're just thinking that you can just sit there and think in your head, oh, it's all just going to come to me. And it's, I'm going to just magnetize just by sitting here doing nothing. Wrong. That's not the way this works. Straight up. That's the honest to God's truth. And anybody who out there in, social media communities or whatever, who are sitting there preaching and telling you that all you have to do is reach hard enough for it and it'll happen. Nope. That is a bunch of hooey. Okay. Straight up. You must take action in order to create change in your life. This is Mars. Mars is action. Mars cuts. It gets rid of things that we no longer need. This is something that you guys really need to understand, that if you want to have more allure and more success, you're going to have to get off your butt and go for it. And you're going to have to move on emotionally from the toxic ways of thinking. Maybe, okay, and I'm just going to say this, and straight up, remember what I said at the beginning of this reading. Some of you guys, there's some shit in this reading that might hit hard for you. And if you automatically have a negative reaction to what I'm saying, that's just the biggest freaking neon sign to say, you're reacting like that because it's making you uncomfortable because you know deep down inside, it's the honest to God's truth. And the honest to God's truth here for some of you is that you have this total viewpoint that every freaking person on planet Earth is just nothing but toxic masculinity. You know, you bought too much and you drank too much of the Kool-Aid of, you know, let me tell you, it goes both ways. And that's the truth. There are just as many toxic ass females out there as there is toxic ass masculines, okay? Period. This energy resides within you, no matter if you are male or female or if you yourself is that. It doesn't matter. It does not freaking matter, okay? There's toxic viewpoints like this all over the fucking place. And it's really kind of sad because straight up, if every person was toxic and every freaking male was bad out there, or that masculine energy was all just bad and toxic, come on, are you really that blind? I mean, I do not believe this, and I never have. And you want to know what? I didn't grow up in a very positive environment where females were viewed in a positive light by men. But yet there was something inside of me that refused to believe all men were assholes, okay? Because I know it's the truth, because they're not. And I'm married to one, and that's proof. I wouldn't be with this man for as long as I have if he was a fucking total piece of shit, okay? Get it through your head, people, okay? Not everybody is bad. Get over it, okay? And you know what? There's just as many freaking masculine dudes out there who, you know, when I say masculine, I mean male, okay? Who do not agree with the way women are treated, okay? They exist. They're there. You're just brainwashed, honey, to think that freaking everybody's bad. I have to say that. I have to put it out there, okay? Because straight up, I've seen a lot of it on the internet, and it's just depressing, okay? How are we supposed to work together as human beings if there's like, you don't flip the switch and go from a toxic patriarchal society to a toxic matriarchal society. That ain't going to work either, honey. We need balance here. We need the men to recognize the women's strengths and the women's to recognize the men's strengths, and, you know, recognize and celebrate each other for the beauty that we are. Okay. And we need to come together and work together. Okay. And there's been too much of the toxic crap and extremism for a really long time. And I feel like this group there's something that's going to happen here that's going to flip the switch and make you realize that you need to be more humanitarian, and you need to work more with finding peace and harmony within your own life and in your own mind. And when you do this and you really turn on the positive aspects of the Queen of Wands energy, where she is very charismatic, when she walks into a room, she shines bright as the sun. Okay. And she's kind. She's got a warm, loving heart. She is very friendly. She's not afraid to communicate. She stands within her feminine power as well as her masculine power, and these two are balanced. The sun is shining on you at this particular time. There is a cycle that is coming to a close. We have 8 and then we have 9. 5 is change. This is the free spirit. You inherently are free-spirited, you know, within your core, and you're meant to shine, and you're not meant to follow the crowd. And sometimes straight up, the most healthy opinion and point of view is not always the popular one. Okay. And to stand in your power and be brave and to say, no, I'm sorry, but I agree to disagree. I don't feel this way. And so therefore, I'm going to live my life this way and live in balance, peace, and harmony. And you guys can go be toxic somewhere else. Okay, bye-bye. All right, seriously. So it says, for power number 9, reevaluate what it means to work with selfless service to humanity. Work with giving and contributing without thought of personal reward. Let go of ego, because she is way egocentrical and quite narcissistic if we're working with the toxic energy here. She's a fucking straight up bitch, okay? This is telling you to release that shit And, this is, the let going of the self in order to learn to be of service to others. It is through service to others. And that doesn't mean you have to like give up all your belongings and all that shit. Okay, get that fucking crap out of your head. This is just being support for other people when they need it. But understanding there is a boundary that people can cross where you're not just giving all, everything up for somebody else and like fucking yourself in the process. Okay, that's not what we're asking you to do here. This is about, taking the skills that and using them to assist others when they need a helping hand. Okay, and you're not putting yourself in detriment to do this. You must have healthy, strong, clean boundaries when you're dealing with people, and understand there are people that just use you. And then there are people who you can always tell. Okay. Pay attention to the red flags when it comes to this. Okay. But then we also have the free spirit, adventure, movement, change, adventure, movement, change. Yes. This is what needs to happen for you guys. Find some kind of daily structure that works for you. This is about getting organized and taking action in an organized, positive way that works for you. I feel like this group does not like to, you're like, don't put baby in a corner. You know what I mean? That's you. Okay. If you guys haven't seen Dirty Dancing, you need to fucking watch it. Okay. Then you know what I'm talking about. Your baby, you don't want to be put in a corner. She's pretty much a free spirited, but she's like in, the movie, she's just like, she has to fulfill a certain role in her parents' eyes, or kind of, you know what I mean? And she just kind of rebels and does her own thing. And she surprises the shit out of everyone, basically. But her man definitely sees her as this free-spirited person, at heart, and she's helping and she's being of service to him to help him out when he gets in a bind and help his partner out. I mean, she just steps in there and saves the day, kind of. And then they turn around and have her back too. All right. So that being said, we have masculine energy, okay? I feel like your feminine and your masculine need to be balanced more, okay? This needs to happen. You need both in order to create success and allure. We need the balancing of this. We need to take the action. We need to leave behind what is no longer serving us. And because we have the sun here, you guys, this is showing a very, very positive outcome if you just take the action and make these steps and keep this advice in mind as you're moving forward. You can't lose, okay? Straight up. You must maintain a positive, sunny outlook and disposition as well. You need to live in a space of gratitude. Now, what do we have for the masculine energy here? A card of power, opinions, and forceful masculine energy that may represent a man or an aspect of yourself that needs nurturing and gentle attention. Take time to consider the feelings of others. Be more humanitarian, get out of that freaking, what am I going to get out of it? Selfish crap. Okay, sometimes it's perfectly fine to have your own back and cover your own ass. 100% agree with that statement, okay? However, there comes a time when we're overboard and we're just a greedy little freaking, privileged, spoiled brat, so to speak, okay? Where, I'm sorry, I can't with that energy. It's just so gross to me. I can't even, okay? So we need to leave that behind. If anybody's like kind of clinging to that kind of shit, that attitude is not an attitude of gratitude. It's of being a spoiled brat thinking that the world owes you something when they don't owe you shit. How are you going to contribute to the world? How are you going to leave a mark? How are you going to come across this sunny, beautiful disposition, or a stuck-up egotistical bitch who judges everybody and who's mean and nasty? What do you want to do here? Because if you want to be alluring and successful, you don't get there by being, a total heinous bitch. You don't. Okay. Nobody wants to work with you. Nobody likes you. It's worrisome. Okay. So anybody who thinks that that's what you have to be in order to be successful and stomp all over everybody else and shit all over them, you're quite 100% wrong and very ignorant. Okay. So anyways, Be mindful. Okay, so take time to consider the feelings of others before you make any decisions at this time. Be mindful of others before actioning any plans. You may need to change something about yourself, be it your behavior, thoughts, or your expectations of others. Be gentler on yourself and others. Be still. Listen. Consider. Hear. Respect. Fuck yeah. So, and that's her in a positive light. She's very considerate. She's charismatic. She listens. She makes people feel welcome and accepted. And like, just when you're around her, you just want more of that, you know, because it's like almost like addicting, because they make you, this person, this Queen of Wands energy makes you want to be a better person. It makes you feel joyous and, you know, fun, exciting, you know, and the sun straight up is masculine energy. So there needs to be this balance of the masculine feminine, and realize feminine or yin energy is not weak. Okay. And neither is a loving, compassionate masculine energy. We need more of that, folks. Straight up, okay? And it's coming. I can see it. I'm observant and I do listen, okay? And I do consider, I do hear, and I do respect. You know, this is something that needs to happen more, okay, guys? And you guys, if you just follow this path, will be extraordinarily alluring and successful. Learn about the Queen of Wands and all the positive attributes of her. And this is what you want to embody to draw in that success and allure. It doesn't matter what fucking zodiac sign you are, honey. It does not matter. What matters is this is the energy that you need to embody. And remember, this is a queen, not a knight, not a page. This is a mature individual. Maturity also needs to happen with this group. Grow up. You know, like none of the freaking catty bullshit, spoiled brat. Oh, well, they did this and pointing the finger fucking shit does not work. Does not work. You want to be successful? You want to be allured? You want people to be like, God damn, I want me a piece of that. Then you need to leave the childish bullshit behind and toxic attitudes and points of view. You do that, you will be a winner. Straight up. Okay, guys? What a fucking reading. Damn. That's some intense shit. Straight up. You guys can, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you a few months from now, for those of you who put in the work, and I want to hear how badass and successful you have done and how much you are loved, because I feel that is what is coming your way. All right, guys. So that's it. That's all I have for this reading. Thank you so much for all your support. If you'd like to see more readings like this, you can head over to my Patreon. The link to that is in the drop-down box below. Make sure to like, subscribe, hype, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Okay, guys, for group 2, for those of you who selected my juicy orange calcite here. Okay. This is orange, okay? You guys were drawn to this. There's a lot of orange. There's a lot of red. There's some yellow here. I feel there is most definitely a need to clear the lower energy centers for this group. Really focus on the sacral chakra, which is your creativity center, and the Manipura chakra, which is our solar plexus, which is our personal power, and then the root chakra, which is, of course, the base chakra, which if that one's off kilter, you're basically fucked everywhere else. You know, if one of them is thrown off, you're definitely going to have energetic imbalance. Okay, this needs to happen. Another thing that went through my mind when I'm looking at this, okay, you are attracted to the dragon here, with the dragon on the backs of the cards. Dragons are, throughout mythology, are extraordinarily powerful creatures. There's a need to really tap into that personal power and realize you need to also be resilient at this particular time. It makes me think of, I was outside getting the mail. We just had a righteous rainstorm. Holy crap. Everything was shut down. And woke up this morning. It is absolutely gorgeous. It feels fresh. It feels clean. See, after that storm and all the wind, I mean, there was insane wind and stuff. While it's turbulent and it's like kind of like, sometimes for some people it can be very stressful and stuff. For me, I just like roll with it and I just ride the wave of the storm, and it just it's exciting energy to me because it brings change. And most certainly it did bring change because we woke up this morning. It feels absolutely invigorating outside. It's like cool and crisp, and you can just feel that the rain just washed away a bunch of negative energy. Okay. We have the new moon right now. So it's a fresh start, a fresh beginning. We're about to start the astrological new year with Ostara, the spring equinox. So this is extraordinarily exciting. And I was looking down at the ground, and here I see, which was not there before, a dandelion flower. And it's coming out from the crack in like towards the edge of my driveway. And I was just looking at it going, God, it's incredible, isn't it? Like nature is absolutely always finds a way, and it's extraordinarily resilient. And dandelions in of themselves can grow anywhere through anything. And I feel like this is symbolic of you guys. You are resilient. You have what it takes to survive. You can make it through the storm. So you need to remember this as you move forward. And that yellow of the dandelion, of course, it looks like the sun, like bursting, right? And this is a very sunny, wonderful crystal to work with. This is orange calcite again. And, that's you guys. You're coming through the fucking concrete, the stone, and you're just shining bright towards the sun. Nothing's going to stop you. You have this ability within you. Just make sure you keep your shit balanced. Okay? Seriously. I just had to say that before we started. Now, let's see what we got going on in the cards. So far, the group one was really intense, and the reading there was wow. So let's see where this is going to go. I have a feeling, I just have a feeling this reading is going to be like, all of them are going to be like, wow, I don't know. And we're starting off with Pisces energy with the moon. We also have the 8 of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands. Ooh la la. And we have a Devil. Okay. Capricorn energy. We have Pisces and Capricorn. Wow. Okay. We also have power number 4. And this is about limitation. It says, reevaluate what it means to work with limitation. Work diligently to reach practical goals. Develop systems and processes that help you reach your goals. And leave something of lasting value in the world. This is key to attracting and magnetizing your life to bring more success and to be more alluring. And if you look, what do we got here? Deep down inside, I feel like you guys have created a hell of your own making, and you're trapped, you're limiting yourself in your head when really you're a total power player. You are resilient. This is Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn brings limitation, right? But it also is lasting, okay? It doesn't fuck around. This is Pisces. Pisces is ruled traditionally by Jupiter. And then the modern ruler is Neptune, okay? Both of these are big time power players, especially that Jupiter energy. It is known as the Great Benefic, which it is expansive, okay? You have unlimited imagination and expansion. Like part of what you need to attract to you, and intuitively you know what it is you need to get the hell out of Dodge, okay? You need to expand your horizons a little bit more, and you need to get more educated. And have a little bit more education and learning under your belt. And with the Knight of Wands, this is a stranger in a strange land. This has to do with travel. This is exciting, passionate kind of energy. And, there's a need really for some of you, most definitely move away from where you're at because it's not really helping you because you're feeling stuck and stagnant. With movement, by traveling and possibly even attending a school somewhere else, This can open you up to a completely new life and one of great power with, you know, the 10th house. There's a need for you guys to dip into your sensuality, your deep creativity, because everybody looks at the devil card and they think all this negative shit. But the other aspect of this card is showing great passion, you know, great creativity, massive, like intense, you know, sensuality and sexuality. You know, it is the 10th house. This is the 10th house. Capricorn represents the 10th house in astrology. It's very public. It's very much your career, you know. So I feel like you guys are meant to pursue a very active, very public kind of, you know, working with the public even, and it requires you guys to move and travel quite a bit. Okay, like being stuck where you're at intuitively with the Pisces energy here, you know damn well it ain't good for you. And it's time for you guys to move on. You are limiting your own self in your head. You are coming up with all kinds of excuses why you can't be more alluring, why you can't be successful. Oh, you know, the man is gonna freaking bring me down. You know, please shift your viewpoint. Okay, there's a need to really light up a fire up under your ass, almost. That's what I want to say. Look at that torch. This Knight of Wands is coming to light that freaking fire up under your ass and get your butt moving, okay? Because you've been stagnant long enough. You've been dwelling on like deep emotional shit, okay, as well, because the moon can definitely, it is our inner self, all right? It is our inner machinations of our mind, you know, it's that. And there is a need to illuminate this particular area of your life in order to move on. You need to take a deep, hard look at yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, is the world really this way? Or am I just listening to the few instead of the many? Okay, a lot of people buy into, you know, I was listening to a specific, very popular person who was a motivational speaker talking about how on social media, like the most loud voices a lot of the time are not the popular opinion. Did you know that? Okay, and it's true when you think about it, because I have even gone out of my way to ask people opinions about specific things that are being spoon-fed to me. Like, it's like, I just get notifications. I don't even look at this shit. And like, social media is trying to get me to look at a bunch of crap that I don't even, that's not my point of view. It's not what I believe. It's not what I have known through experience of my life to be even true. So to see this shit being thrown at me, they're like, it's clickbait. And a lot of people are weak in their control of this, which this is about control right here. Okay. And they click on it and then they go down the rabbit hole of nothing but negativity and shit, because they're trying to basically control your brain. Okay. When it comes to this, it's like they want everybody to think a certain way and stuff like this. It's great mind control for people who don't have strength of mind, you know, and this group needs to dial it back a little bit and stop being a slave basically to this kind of negative thinking. And there is a need to gain some more discipline in your life, because this is definitely about discipline. All right. And it's about going the long haul. And you know, this is the Lord of Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, and Saturn is the Lord of karma. And it is also our greatest fears in our natal chart, but it is also our greatest strengths when we overcome the obstacles associated with those fears. So I feel like if you guys are trying to be more successful, you're trying to be more alluring, you guys need to get over your shit and get over your fear and all the negative freaking crap that you're absorbing, and realize it doesn't matter in the end. It is insignificant. You guys need to take a step back, take a breather, and look at the big picture. How can you make your immediate environment a better place? This is what you guys need to focus on. You need to reevaluate also what it means to work with limitation. Okay? and work diligently to reach practical goals. This is this. Develop systems and processes that help you reach your goals. Leave something of lasting value in the world. Instead of holding back, you need to do this. I feel like this group also can, if you guys really work on, through meditation, and really focusing and maybe even working with dream magic and things like this, you can gain some extraordinary insights and also help, you guys need to work on your intuition more, I feel, okay? Because it's not going to do you anything dirty. There could be a blockage within your natal chart, which a progression is going to open up, and it's going to allow you, it could have to do with your moon, okay? It could have to do with your Pisces house. Right now, we have the new moon in Pisces right now. This is definitely a turning point for you guys to release this negative thinking, this overstimulation of the mind, of absorbing negativity and crap and thinking that you're stuck, because you're not stuck. Look, you see this? It's like discipline, folks. You need to discipline, but also you are not stuck. You have the ability to go anywhere and do whatever the fuck you want, but you are the one who is your worst enemy and making you think otherwise. We also have house 11. Okay. It could also have to do with groups of social people, like your social groups. And this is Uranus energy, Aquarius. Guess what, folks? That's the modern ruler of Aquarius. What's the traditional ruler of Aquarius? Saturn. That's right. So it has co-rulers. And we have two signs here that are ruled by Saturn showing up. Discipline, karma, your greatest fears. These need to be released. You need to work through. And if you guys have not had a Saturn return yet, I highly recommend you start working with your Saturn energy, or else Saturn is going to make you work with it, whether you like it or not. And it's not going to feel nice. The people who try to sweep under the rug their fears and they don't want to actually overcome the limitations that come with their Saturn placement are the ones that struggle the most. Okay. And it's not going to be pleasant. So you guys need to embrace this energy and work with it if you have not had that Saturn return yet. And I will let you know, especially if you work with this energy as you age, when you have that second Saturn, actually it's like a third usually, when you're older, like in your 50s, what is it, mid 50s to 60? It just depends on the person. Okay. It's a lot better because you're not a fucking immature little shit anymore. And you have grown up and you're looking at the world in a completely different way. Everyone has their youth and they're ignorant and, they're just being foolish because why? Because they haven't learned yet and they need to go through life experience in order to gain the knowledge they need. Unfortunately, some people never grow the fuck up and they never learn their lesson, and then their life begins to really suck. So this is a warning to you now. Release the negative, deep down shit thoughts that you have on the regular basis. Know that you are alluring. Okay, because shit, man. Ain't nobody as sexy and alluring as the devil. Okay? Straight up. Like, damn. Oh, ouch. Beautiful. Hello. Seriously. Okay. Forget all that cartoon shit. It ain't that way. Okay. So, all right. I'm just saying. Okay. Sexy, a motherfucker in the house. That is what this energy is. Okay. And you have the capability to really be this. So we have House 11, blessings and goals. The 11th house symbolizes goals and objectives, also friendships and membership in groups or association. That's another thing. That's part of the growing up pain. And I'm watching my son go through this. Whereas, he's still very, close with his friends and stuff. However, it's painful when you reach a certain age because you no longer have the free time anymore to just hang out with your friends and stuff because you have to work a job. You have bills to pay. You have responsibilities and things like this, right? And when you're young like that, you have to learn how to balance these things where you can, have your work, but then you have time for play as well. This group, I feel like you guys, if you're not careful, you can overdo it in one of those areas. You could be a workaholic, or you fuck around and play around too much and you're not serious enough. You guys can go to one of those two extremes. This is warning you and telling you to keep it in balance, okay, if you're really wanting that success. Also, there are friends and people in your group that you may make you feel like you're stuck and that you can never, like straight up, there could be people, okay, I speak from experience. In fact, almost every person I've ever fucking known in my life has had somebody in their life who tries to make them feel like they can't be all they can be, basically. And like they can't be successful, or they can't, really go for what they want to. And they say negative shit to try to tear them down. And this could be either a family member or a friend. Doesn't matter, but there could be somebody around you who's filling your head with nonsense because they themselves are extremely insecure and fucked up in the head and think that they can't have those things. So fuck no, nobody else in my life is going to have those things if I can't have them. They think they're so goddamn special and like that they are perfect and they deserve everything without doing any work or something. But you see the value in work, and you see the value in, and you have the capability to do these things. So guess what, honey? You need to cut ties with these trash, and you need to freaking move on. All right. Because they're just going to keep doing that to you. They sound really fucking narcissistic, as a matter of fact. So watch out. Okay, that's all I have to say. On the other hand, there are people within some people's friend groups that they are not utilizing, and they're not asking for advice that could be of a great assistance and help to you. And they could straight up, like if you joined a club or something like this is telling you, quit being such a coward of like putting yourself out there and just go meet people, suck it up and do that, because through some sort of organization or group that you're a part of could actually open a door for you to success. If you're afraid to, like, you don't know how to like communicate with people, then take some damn classes to learn how. Read a book that teaches you how to better communicate, and read body language. Some people just don't know how to freaking read a person's signs and body language to know where to take a conversation. Knowing body language is extraordinarily important, especially if you're going to be in business. You have to know when you're crossing the line. Also learn about, like, especially if you're trying to start a career, learn, like if you're going to go interview for a career or a job, learn all you can about the boss of the company, what they do, who they are, learn about the history of the company. So when you're like in the interview, you can like drop some tea about that and show your expert, like show that you actually give a shit, because that's going to matter. Man, that's a specific message. But anyway, I feel like there's definitely some advice here that you can gain from some sort of, friendships and memberships in groups or associations. Now, we also had money, okay, with chocolate coins. Yay. This is the 10th house. It's all about that coin, that money, okay? Like whatever is on your 10th house. Do you have planets in the 10th house? Perhaps this group, like I, needed to move to a different location so you can really tap into your power of your 10th house. Straight up. Relocation astrology, people, I can't recommend it enough. When you grow up and you're born on a Saturnized sea line, it fucking sucks for some people. For some people, it might be actually something beneficial for you. But for me, it blew cock, okay? And not in a pleasant way. And to upheave and leave and go to the Venus ascendant line, way better. And then it also put the Jupiter on the MC. Ding, 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 10th house, yes. It really, and then it put, Mars in a good position. I have everything. And by the way, in a relocation chart, not everything is going to be perfect, folks. You're still going to have obstacles and growth and learning experiences in new areas, okay? But could be quite beneficial for you guys to actually move to a better location for what you're trying to obtain. And it could have to do with the 10th house. Just saying, okay? Maybe you're going to move to a place where you have the moon on the MC, all right? because maybe you're going to be doing some highly deep research or investigative work, or you're going to be using your intuition a lot. You know, maybe this is something, or you find out that you have like the South Node, the Moon, and the MC in this location, and you're very drawn to whatever it is. This shows that you have a past life in that area, by the way. It's fascinating when you go into that kind of readings and charts. It's fucking mind blowing. Oftentimes when you feel intuitive about an area, and it's like, you're not just like, oh, I like that area, I think I want to go there. Oh my God, it's so cool, it's so trendy. And then you think, oh, I had a past life there. No, you will feel it down and deep in your gut. And it's like, it's kind of like an eerie, weird feeling, like you know that you've been there before, or like there's something like it's like nobody in your family or nobody around you will like that specific area, but you will, and you'll feel very drawn to it. It's A, because you either had a past life there, or B, because you know intuitively that is your happy place. It's where you're meant to go. It's where you're meant to travel. And I feel like for many of you in this group, you're supposed to do this. Pay attention to what is going on there. Now we have the money card. Okay. That's obviously our career. I feel like you upheaving, stop with this freaking attitude and these thoughts that are, you're feeling trapped. Trust your intuition. You guys need to go travel a bit. You need to open up your horizons. You need to expand those horizons. You need to get, educated and privy to what it is, like learn all you can. Okay. Education is key for this group, I really feel. But money is available to you right now, offering opportunity to pay off debts and to prepare for a rainy day. This card heralds a better time ahead as far as abundance, fortune, and wealth goes. Optimistic, upbeat, and wonderful feelings abound. The future is paved with gold. A windfall is on the way. Fuck yes, dude. Buy a lottery ticket, start a new business, welcome opportunity, and sit back and enjoy the bounty of your success. And so there's an affirmation here. It says, money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Okay, I'm just going to say this. For those of you who buy into that whole lottery crap, okay, unless you have some sort of magical transit that is involving Jupiter and freaking Venus doing some magical dance together, that's a very positive aspect, and you got something going on like this, don't expect to win shit. Okay? Like seriously, this is so dumb. I mean, I'm sorry. Some people, yes, they win the lottery. But if you go and you look at their natal chart and you look at their freaking transits or progressions or whatever the fuck, you're going to see that it's quite clear in there that they were meant to do that. Not everybody is meant to do that. Okay. I personally would not do it. I would not waste your money on that shit. And I would just get off your butt and work for it. And with Saturn being mentioned here more than once, it's going to show you're going to work hard for your money. But is the opportunity available to you right now? Sure. If you really freaking have a hair up your booty and you feel like you need to buy a lottery ticket, go ahead. But what are the chances and the odds in that? You'd probably be better off playing poker. I'm sorry. I don't buy into that shit because it's so rare that actually works out for people. And a lot of people who, in fact, I did a podcast about this. I was talking about this on my Patreon like a couple years ago. And I was talking about what happens to people after they win the lottery. And it ain't good. Okay. For the people who are uneducated, who don't know how to handle money, and they have big mouths and they don't appreciate it and they just want something for nothing. Nothing ever good happens to those people. They end up divorced, lonely, all their money gone, living in a fucking trailer or some shit like that. It's like, it's bad, you guys. Just do the research and figure it out for yourself. The only people who have done well with winning a large amount of money like that is the ones who actually understand the responsibility that comes with that. And a lot of the people who do win that shit, they don't. And they're stupid and they let people, it's like, and then also like the people they thought were their friends turn their backs on them because they are expecting them to give them all their money. And I mean, it's just fucked up, dude. There's nothing more toxic and dirty. Okay. And this is devil stuff I'm mentioning here, y'all. Like literally, hello. Okay. It's like What brings the most evil and shitty fucking side of humanity out? Greed, like, and then having large amounts of money put into your lap when you don't have the responsibility or the brains to know how to handle it, and death. Nothing is more toxic than watching a bunch of scumbags fight over somebody else's belongings and money after they die. It is horrible, awful, okay? Ugh. All right, it's just so, you really see the evil come out in people with this shit. Okay, so I'm just warning y'all right now, if you do have a windfall and a bunch of money does fall in your lap, you better prepare yourself to keep your mouth fucking shut about it, unless you want to see your life go to shit. And I mean that. Okay, you need to be a responsible person, okay, or else he's just going to be chilling there with the popcorn in his freaking hand and watching the shit show unfold. Because you will be tested. Really tested. And it's not going to be fun unless you understand how to handle it. So this group might need to learn about finance a little bit more. And especially if you all of a sudden get some sort of inheritance and you blab about it and you try to like show it off and stuff like this. It's like really freaking super freaking wealthy people that I personally know. They don't drive around in like uber fucking ridiculous, like they will collect nice cars and things like that, sure. But they don't drive them around all the time. You know, they only pull them out for an exhibition or something usually. But it's like, they don't try to advertise it to everybody because quite frankly, nobody will leave them the fuck alone. So just know this, all right, for this group. Okay. Very interesting readings we're getting so far with this. You guys wanted this, so you're going to get it. So there you go. But anyways, to take the advice here, if you're really wanting to bring more success and more allure into your life, and ain't nobody more alluring than this. Okay? Really, this requires more education and understanding of career, finances, and the world as a whole. Okay, and really expanding your horizons. And maybe you guys need to be humbled a little bit even. Okay, that could be another thing here. And all the messages that came through here, take note of them and please protect yourself and your finances at this particular time, because yeah, people are scum sometimes, okay, when it comes to that. And it's scary, honestly. So take good care of yourselves, you guys. Like, protect yourselves, and please get out of this mindset because it's just shit. It's not going to help you be alluring. And you know what? The Knight of Wands is extremely alluring. This kind of energy, oh yeah, and exciting at that, okay? All right, guys, so that's it. That's all I have for this reading. If you would like to catch more readings like this, do head over to my Patreon. I have lots over there. Link to that's in the drop-down box. Make sure to like, hype, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will catch you in the next one. For my final group, woo! These readings are really freaking just, oh my. Okay? Like, damn, you know, just some of them are quite tough love, but if somebody really wants something and you guys voted for this, if you guys really want to magnetize your life and you really want to freaking attract more success and allure, like as I said with one of the groups, you can't get butthurt over what the the messages are here. I'm reading the tarot. This is what comes up. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't sugarcoat. I don't bullshit people because it's not going to do you any good. You know, there's plenty of people who lie and they like blow sunshine up people's ass because they don't have a lot of integrity. Let me put it to you that way. You know, I'm giving the messages here out as they come because I'm just honest that way. So yeah. Anyway, you guys chose, oh God, I love this piece so much. It's so heavy too. This is purple fluorite. And this is like literally the most gorgeous piece. It was not cheap, but this is such a soothing, beautiful feel. It's very perfect for the spring equinox We have the new moon in Pisces today. And this is all about fresh starts and feeling that renewing energy. Okay, we are on the 20th. It's Ostara. It is the spring equinox, and it is also the start of the astrological new year. This is about fresh beginnings and you guys maintaining a sense of calm through it all. Okay, get yourself some lavender fluorite jewelry, wear it. As you move forward through the new astrological new year, then you definitely want to maintain a level of calm, okay? Because let's face it, there's some pretty wackadoo shit going on right now in the world, right? Okay? But, you know, you're going to survive it. You're going to be fine. And how you're going to do that is by maintaining your sense of calm through the storm, okay? Just saying, all right? Now, what do we got? What do we got for this group? Oh, yeah. We have the Death card. We have Scorpio. We have the Temperance card. We have Sagittarius. Successive signs. Okay? Ooh la la. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the Eight of Wands. Damn, this is so fucking fiery and just action-packed. That's what I feel. Okay. We also, before I start reading this, we have Destiny number 7, and we have that Buddha there. Holy shit! And I was talking about maintaining a sense of calm. Maybe y'all need to do some deep meditation as you move forward, because it's going to help you maintain that calm. It is going to be like your sanctuary, your mind palace, your temple in the head that is going to bring solitude, peace, and no matter where you go. I feel like this group needs to make a spot in their home that is for this sole purpose, where you don't have any electronics around you, you put it all away. You know, and say you don't have the space to do that and you have to do it within your room, then you turn off all your fucking electronics, unless you're using like, obviously if you're like doing a meditation app, obviously you're going to have that on, but you make sure that everything is silenced elsewhere so that you cannot be bothered. And you are going to practice, you know, a regular meditation practice is really going to help you focus at this time. And when we're dealing with Scorpio and Sagittarius here, yeah, very spiritual, very deep, okay? And, you know, this is the 9th house. This is the 8th house in astrology. The 8th house is about the occult, sex, taboo. It is about death, taxes, death and rebirth. It is about other people's money, your spouse's income. It's a very intense house. So we're going through this intense phase of change. You guys want to bring more success and allure into your life, then you're going to have to make a conscious effort to change. What rules Scorpio? Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, plus Pluto, which ain't fucking shabby either, and very, very deep and profound. Now, what's interesting about Scorpio is Mars cuts where Pluto obliterates, okay, and just completely transforms. What this is telling me, because this is the first card coming out for you, is you guys definitely need to cut the fucking shit, okay? And you need to completely transform the state of mind you are in right now and expand your horizons a bit more. You need to be balanced, okay? Because this is about alchemy at work, right? This is also an angel, like literally meditate and ask your angels for guidance at this time. You will receive the messages. Your ship is coming in. You will receive deep, profound messages through this state. I also see the 9th house here. This can talk about higher education. Y'all need to get educated, okay, more. There's something you need to delve into and learn a little bit more. And that might even require you to do, this is kind of weird. Maybe you guys need to watch group 2 as well. You need to travel, okay? You need to expand your horizons more, okay? I get the sense that there needs to be some more maturity happening here. And it does happen as we grow, okay? Don't beat yourself up because you don't know everything right now, okay? Especially if you're young and you're watching this. youth. It's like when I look back when I was younger, it's like, you know, there's not a whole lot that I cringe at, honestly, because it's like, I don't know, I just had this fucking, I don't even want to get into it right now. I mean, if you're on my Patreon, I've said a few things about like just being very consciously aware, especially when I came into this life, that what I'm here for. It's kind of creepy and weird. Yes, very much like this. Okay. All right. But you guys are definitely, you know, angelically guided at this particular time. You're wanting, like, there are messages trying to come to you, but there's something here where it's like, and I feel like for some of you who are already on the process of change, oh yeah, this is your green light saying, fuck yeah, keep going, because your destiny awaits, okay? Your destiny wants you to discover the hidden truths and the philosophy of life. How very, very, very Sagittarius. That is this right here, the ninth house. Discover the hidden truths and the philosophy of life, and to teach others the true way of life, because you are destined to become a teacher of nature and life. You guys might even become a very beloved professor at a university, okay, or some sort of teacher like this. You know, there's definitely a heavy communication emphasis here. And, you know, this is about you guys expanding your horizons, getting out there and literally experiencing the school of life and traveling more. There's nothing like travel. Travel, you can't replace it with anything, dude. And you don't always have to travel to some foreign fucking country to experience profound insights and motivation and creativity, you know, or even discover muses and stuff. Like, you can travel within your own country and go to new areas and experiences too. So for those of you who think you have to get you have to make fucking billions of dollars or something like this just to go travel the world, you don't. You can actually do this through local travel, even by meeting people and going to places that you don't normally go. That is what's required here for you guys. And I feel like through that meditation process and communing with, you know, the divine and your angels, there's going to be profound messages that come through that are going to help you with this. And they're going to help you communicate better. And this is definitely a prime time for you guys to communicate with even the dead. Okay. Like, you guys could have some sort of guardian angel or guides around you at this particular time that are your ancestors, and they are desperately trying to communicate with you and send you messages and guidance from beyond, trying to push you into what you are supposed to do next in order to find that success, because there's nothing more that they want for you but that. They want you to be successful. Matriarch. There's a matriarch for somebody here. Oh my God, I'm getting total chills. I haven't had this happen in a long time. They could even been a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. They were probably a grandmother, and they are, oh my God, damn, that's my grandma too. They really want you to be successful. They really want you to do it. And for some of you, this is going to be through some sort of like literal, like you have a job where you are communicating in one way or another. And it definitely teaching is one of those for some of you. You're meant to do this, but this is the biggest part of this is the change required. You have to completely rebirth and rebrand yourself in order for this to happen. We also have zodiac number 8, Aquarius. 8, 7, 8. There are steps. Scorpio, Sagittarius. Catch that? You are supposed to follow specific steps, and it requires education in order to get where you need to go. And we have imagination and creativity. You can be highly philosophical along with a great flair for creativity in a hurry. You can quickly lose yourself and become too materialistic. Now, of these two signs, guess which one is the materialistic one? That's right. This is more ruled by Jupiter, right? Very expensive, very philosophical, very let's get higher, let's question life, let's be truth seekers and stuff. Whereas Scorpio, just straight up, I'm just going to fucking say it. A lot of Scorpios are excellent with fucking money and investments, okay? So yeah, they can be a little bit materialistic, all right? Most definitely. But I think of all the very famous people out there, okay? I can think of two right now, both of them are male, who are Scorpios, and they are excellent with drawing and magnetizing money to themselves and working with money and stuff like this. I mean, think about celebrities and stuff that have this and how they just magnetize it into them. Scorpios are great at that, okay? They can be. Okay, as long as they're not toxic assholes, they're not embracing that shitty side. And they don't go ghost and get all emo and freak out over, because they hear something they don't want to hear. Boo-hoo, grow up. Like the ones who are mature and can deal with it, they take that and they listen and they bury it down deep and they're like, okay, how can I fucking work around this? How can I fix this? And they will do it because they really want that success. Sagittarius, very expansive. I will try fucking anything. I'm trisexual. I'll try anything once. Like literally that is the energy of fucking Sagittarius. It's very expansive. However, because it's ruled by Jupiter, it can go overboard. It can go to extremes. Sagittarius is, stay away. If you are a Sagittarius, stay the fuck away from alcohol, please. Okay? A lot of Sagittariuses get fucking carried away with booze. Okay? Seriously. And I think, believe it or not, I think one of the organs that Sagittarius rules over is the liver. Yeah, kind of interesting, huh? So anyway, watch out for that shit. Okay, Sagittarius can actually have addictive personalities sometimes because of that Jupiter. All right. That being said, we have the Aquarius, the number 8. I want to say number 8. 8 is a wealth number. 8 is also associated with Saturn. Saturn rules Aquarius, as well as Uranus for the modern ruler, okay? Co-rulers for Aquarius. So take heed. You guys are meant to do something quite creative, okay, and expansive. And I get the sense that if you really educate yourself, and especially through communication, and creativity, you can bring a lot of great wealth into your life. Okay, but you also need to rebrand and rebirth yourself completely and like do a 180 if you expect this to happen. Okay. And when I say this, it's not just about, how you market yourself, because straight up, when you are trying to get a job, if you're running a business or whatever, you have to literally learn about marketing. But also you need to present yourself in your best light. And that means like having the right hair color for your skin tone. Don't fucking do weird shit to your hair that's going to clash with the field you're going into, or like look bad on your skin. A lot of people do that. Oh, I want to do my hair this weird color. And it's like they go out and they do it and they look like shit. And it happens when you're young. You do experiment with this kind of stuff, and sometimes you just have to learn the hard way. However, in this, if you're trying to be successful and you're trying to be alluring, then you need to choose the right shades of colors, makeup, clothing, whatever. You need to present yourself. Start going through like things like Pinterest and start collecting and creating a folder of your rebranding, okay? And like, what do you really like? Is just start saving shit into that folder that's going to represent the new you. And then when you go and you look at it in a whole and you look at the big picture, you're going to see elements that are repeating in there. And that's what you need to try and see if it works for you. Okay. Not everything that we are attracted to that we like will look good on us. Okay. We need to be real with ourselves. And if you need to, hire a fucking stylist. If you've got the fucking cash flow for that, do it. Go watch videos on YouTube, that teach you about like body types and what looks the best on specific body types. You definitely want to do that. As somebody who has a background in fashion, I really can't stand it when people wear the wrong thing, because I look at them and I'm like, oh, damn, they would look so much better if this was tailored in here and snipped in here and they're like snatched at the waist a little bit more. And maybe if they wore their hair down a little bit like this, I can literally look at somebody and just be like, okay, this is what you need to do. Because I can see how beautiful that person is. And it's like, and when I say that, I'm not talking like, oh, they look like a model. I'm saying anybody. Okay. I can see the beauty in somebody and like know how to bring it out. And I get the sense that is something you guys are overlooking. how exquisitely beautiful you could look because you're trying to buy into trends and crap that doesn't work for you. And you guys need to focus more on what works for you. What is going to make you look luxe and classy? You know, that's going to matter. And let me tell you, it's got nothing to do with trendy shit. Like 99.9% of the time. Okay. Ugh. All right. So on top of it, we've got chocolates. We have creativity. You guys need to zhuzh it up and get more creative here with your look, I feel like. Unleash your creativity and open your mind to positive energy, and things around you will start to fall into place. Join an art class, redecorate your home, update your wardrobe, or change your career so you may feel freer to live your own life in your own creative style. Ain't nobody like to be free like that. But I mean, seriously, Sagittarius is like a story of my life here, folks. That's like a Sagittarius. They don't like to feel limited or held back. Neither does Aquarius. Fuck no. You know, free spirits all the way. That kind of energy. So yes. All right. And there is a mantra with this, and it says, creativity comes naturally to me. I am open to new ideas and concepts. I enjoy the satisfaction that comes with my creativity. You guys just need that creativity. You need to take all the advice, make notes, rewatch this, whatever, and make note of the things being mentioned. Start practicing these things on a daily basis. One step at a time. You guys don't have to do every single thing all at once, but you definitely need to take action. Enough fence sitting. You just need to start doing this shit now. And your ship, literally, it's right there, is coming in.